इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं।
Podcast movie review with my besties
बहुत प्रिटेंशियस नहीं हुआ ना?
and you.
यार क्या चुतिया आप कर रहे हैं, बट ठीक है। मैं बहुत एक्साइटेड थी इस चीज को
Because
करने के
it's what to beep लगा देंगे.
लिए। हैं?
This this is safe for all ages, so there'll be a beep at every cuss.
ओ हाँ, आई वाज आल्सो थिंकिंग लैंग्वेज, लाइक डू यू वांट टू कीप इट इन हिंदी कि अपने देसियों के लिए बनाएंगे सिर्फ एक्सक्लूसिव कंटेंट, या फिर डू यू वांट टू कैप्चर
English,
इंग्लिश?
English,
इंग्लिश है ना?
English.
इंग्लिश, एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली। वी कैन स्विच इट अप, आई थिंक। इफ देयर आर एपिसोड्स वेयर वी टॉक टू ऐसा गोरास, तो करना ही पड़ेगा अपन को स्विच। पर हाँ। और हाउ मच ऑफ योर ओन लाइफ डू यू वांट टू रिवील? वी हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल, क्योंकि अगर हम ये पब्लिकली डब करेंगे तो डिटेल्स बाहर नहीं आनी चाहिए। हम अपने नाम भी नहीं बताते हैं, मैं तो सोच रही हूँ। क्या कहते? ट्रेस हो जाए।
इतना सेक्रेटिव होने की जरूरत नहीं है मुझे लगता है. और ऐसे हम कोई एम्बैरेसिंग डिटेल्स देंगे नहीं अपने लाइफ के, क्योंकि हम ट्रेस ना ही करे कोई तो अच्छा
भाई हम बहुत ज्यादा डीप हो जाते हैं, मतलब। और
रहे.
हमारे हमारे चुतियापे भी तो कितने सारे हैं, वो सब नहीं बाहर आने चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से। नहीं, कोई मूवी में देख के कहीं रोना क्यों आया, फिर वो डायग्नोस करते करते हमें लगता है वो फक तुझे याद है वो मेरा ब्रेकअप, तो हमें उस वक्त ना एक दूसरे को ऐसे सिग्नल करना होगा कि भाई, मतलब कि थोड़ा
सिग्नल लाइट ऐसे. शराब,
चुप हो जा।
शराब.
मे बी।
A few moments later.
तू क्या देख रही है
नो,
आजकल, बता फिर।
लिए आइडियाज दिए मैंने. So I just watched If. It's in cinemas right now, but I didn't watch it in cinemas. So
इफ?
yeah, it's directed by John Krasinski and starring Ryan
ओ,
Reynolds. So yeah, I had high expectations from it, and the trailer was also nice, but it was not like it was not I'm not like somebody who can who has the I don't know I don't have the credibility to say anything bad about the movie per se, but from my point of view it was very underwhelming and disappointing. I felt like it was very slow and it didn't engage the viewer. It had a good subject matter that they could have done a lot more with. Basically, it's about having the imaginary friends that we have as kids, and then we forget about them. And so this is about those from the perspective of those imaginary friends. Like someday we wake up and we don't need them anymore.
ओ
So
फक यार।
we don't anymore.
ते,
And
तेरे
yeah, to
तेरे
begin.
थे क्या? तेरे थे क्या बचपन में
So
इमेजिनरी फ्रेंड?
that's the whole concept behind the movie, that there's one fine day you just wake up and you don't need them, so you forget about them because they're a coping mechanism you have as a child. Na? So that's the whole thing. Even if you try to think about it now, I don't think I have one, but how do I know? Because that's the whole point of it.
आई थिंक रहा तो होगा। आई डू रिमेम्बर व्हेन आई वाज। अच्छा, डू यू वांट टू टेल द पीपल अराउंड हाउ पॉपुलर वी वर इन स्कूल?
For sure, this is a golden generation story, bro. Of course,
है ना? ओजी स्टोरी, स्कूल एज गर्ल्स, सब हमारे पीछे भाग रहे थे। नहीं, ऐसा नहीं था ना, हम बहुत ही,
the opposite.
है ना?
हम सब हमारे पीछे भाग रहे थे, just for the wrong reasons. भागते
कौन भाग रहा था यार? पीछे कोई भी नहीं था।
पुलिस,
हाँ?
पुलिस.
पुलिस?
Isn't that bullies?
बुलीज,
Isn't that
बुलीज, ओह शिट।
isn't that what you were referring to? That
ओह फक फक। नहीं 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 नहीं, हम वो सबको पीछे छोड़ चुके हैं। मैंने पता क्या रियलाइज किया है?
exactly. हम सबको
मैंने
पीछे छोड़ चुके हैं.
नहीं नहीं, मैंने रियलाइज किया कि हम उनके एग्जिस्टेंस को वही नहीं करेंगे ब्रो, तवज्जो नहीं देंगे। वी डोंट वी आर नॉट गोना टॉक अबाउट तवज्जो, माने क्या बोलूं, वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू गिव देम एनी
Wait.
इम्पोर्टेंस और वेट बाय टॉकिंग अबाउट देम, है ना? तो
हाँ
बेसिकली
मतलब
हम,
मैं तो ऐसे side reference only use and throw as they deserve.
हाँ, बट point being कि I think I was in my head a lot as a kid. So there might have been a time where I was like, I did imagine having a lot of friends
It
somehow.
would be like to
Imagine.
have friends.
ਹੱਸਦੇ ਚਿਹਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਤਕਲੀਫ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ
Yeah, that's
ਉਹਦਾ
true.
ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤਕਲੀਫਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਡੀਲ ਕਰਨਾ
ये
ਹੁੰਦਾ
बहुत sad हो रहा है लोगों को लगेगा अभी भी लूजर है नहीं नहीं किरत हमें ये नहीं करना है यहाँ मत भेजा मुझे प्लीज
Flashback.
how much of your own life do you want to reveal? We have to be very careful क्योंकि अगर हमें पब्लिकली डंप करेंगे तो डिटेल्स बाहर नहीं आने चाहिए हम but okay if is probably it is for a kids movie, no, so it's good that you're not able to relate to it. You're not a
Yeah,
kid
but
anymore.
that's like, everything was part one,
Hmm?
part two. Monsters Inc.
I haven't seen, but I know.
Yeah, so that is also like it's about monsters or scare kids, and monsters have their own alternate world which runs on the fuel that is obtained from scaring kids. Like jitna zyada you can scare kids, utna fuel they get to run their world. And both the parts of that was so interesting. Kids Inside Out was so interesting. Kids movie does not have to mean boring or something that adults don't enjoy. But it was a good subject matter because it was from the point of view of the imaginary friends that they just feel abandoned suddenly because the person who thought of them and literally created them now doesn't remember them, can't see them. So
Hmm.
it was from their point of view that was interesting subject matter, but it was very slow and it did not pick my interest at all or engage me in any way. And I was like, very meh.
Hmm.
I would have expected much more from John Krasinski and Ryan Reynolds after, they
Hmm.
both have done such wonderful work.
ये ठीक है हॉलीवुड में मसाला होता है people also make movies for the sake of making movies but मतलब तेरे बातों से it seems like थोड़ा Toy Story-ish also like Toy Story is similar no that
Yeah, but Toy Story was
it's
nice.
brilliant हाँ it's brilliant
There were stakes. You were emotionally engaged. You felt
hmm.
emotionally involved. So that was
But
missing here.
maybe that is why it was a passive content for you ना नहीं
Yeah, exactly.
हम्म मैंने पैसिवली ऐसी जस्ट टू क्या करो अकेले इतने दूर कभी तो खाते वक्त यू वांट टू वॉच समथिंग so I started watching Hell's Kitchen and
Oh,
I don't know has this happened to you that you don't really care about shows ये क्या बोलते हैं इन्हें what is this genre
reality TV.
reality TV हाँ
Who wins? You don't care.
you don't care ना you I don't know Big Boss ने शायद इतना खराब कर दिया reputation of reality TV कि I don't
No,
want to
even
consume any reality TV.
like when we were kids, we used to watch the Master Chef and all. Even that, I was just watching for what they were cooking, and it seemed so interesting. And I didn't care. I was not emotionally attached to any participant
हाँ
to
वही
be
I was
like, oh, I
thinking
want her or him to win. So it's like that.
I was also thinking यही कि passively आजकल मैं वो देख रही हूँ but towards the end of the season I got invested
Oh.
हाँ
Yeah, because
so
you followed up, na. See something long enough, you do get attached to it.
हम्म
When we were kids, MasterChef would just come on the TV and आ गया तो देख लिया और कभी नहीं देखा तो कुछ episodes miss भी हो गए. There was no
हम्म
way to also keep track. It was just the TV.
हम्म
So yeah, it didn't matter.
हाँ, ये तो यार this has become थोड़ा problematic also because I think passively I consume Instagram content more than shows so I have to like ऐसा
Mm.
jerk the phone out of my hand and see put something on the TV कि at least क्या पता
Oh yeah, definitely.
है
The
ना
algorithm is so addictive and you don't even realize because your mind is just using it as a numbing agent. You don't
हम्म
care about what you're seeing. You just want to be distracted.
हम्म
So it can suck up a lot of your time.
वो करण गिल ने बोला था अपने किसी इंटरव्यू में कि these social media apps are designed like slot machines So you keep swiping in anticipation of getting a reward, but you get
Getting some
nothing.
sort of dopamine hit, but does
Ah,
never comes. Yeah.
but casino mein like the slot machines give you end up giving you a jackpot or nothing, na. But people who don't win a jackpot still keep putting coins and वो ना तो वैसा सा हो गया है. कितना ही कर लो. I sometimes I've deleted Instagram also a couple of times, and then people all of a sudden contact कि bro क्या हो गया. तो ठीक है.
Yeah.
मैं ठीक हूँ पर I hate how much like time it sucks up from my life. Like there's so much that I
Yeah.
want to do, and then when I realize the screen hour statistics में कि how much of that I have wasted, उफ, कोई self control ही नहीं है.
It's
हम्म.
not self-control, it's just you don't realize it. So, I think one good way is just to delete the app and you
है
can
ना?
like just visit it on your browser, which makes it
Bro,
very inconvenient.
I do consume passive content a lot. Hell's Kitchen के अलावा क्या देखा है मैंने? I end up watching. I like to watch YouTube celebrity interviews also a lot.
Oh, really?
I told you about वो
The chicken
अभी
shop, nugget
uh,
shop, yeah.
you know she's going to get considered for Emmy. Chicken Shop Date and
Oh,
वो Hot Wings both are getting मतलब probably going to be
wow.
considered. Crazy, no?
Yeah. No, she's very different and interesting and like
है ना?
it's much more like all the interviewers at this point can get pretty raise the question answer round and stuff, but she just takes you by surprise, both the subject and the viewer. So that's what makes her stuff interesting.
Yeah, and some like something tells me that she's probably one of us. मतलब she was also very popular in childhood.
uh,
Right?
yeah, because she has that dry sense of humor, that only comes from all of
Trauma.
the normal people are developing that. Sorry,
है ना?
you don't get
She
everything.
she does have a personality of a nerd. Hmm.
Yeah, she's
So
very doxy. That's part of her charm.
hmm. Bro, बचपन में पता होता ना कि हम charming है.
We are an acquired taste, okay? You're not
Bro,
everyone's cup of tea.
I don't think so. I think people are very secretly curious about our lives. No? तुझे कभी कभी लगता है ऐसा?
Yeah. No, I feel like because we don't overly share about our lives much. Like even the good stuff, we are not interested in showing it off. Like the only thing people know about me is where I'm traveling. Apart from that, किसी को कुछ नहीं पता मेरे life से और traveling का भी I like to do travel photography, so that's it. Otherwise,
Hmm.
nobody who's not in my like inner circle does has no idea what's happening with my life. And I
That
sometimes do have random people I've lost touch with. They would be texting me that, "What are you doing? Where are you living?" And I would be like, I would not even open their text message because I don't want to share my life with people outside of my inner circle.
है ना? मतलब I don't know why, but there's definitely this push क्योंकि everybody on the apps wants to. Everybody only shows their best selves. But I am seeing
Yeah,
right now like people our age who are getting married, arranged setups or whatever, they're overtly sharing that. Even though before like their marriage, they were really in the background, they didn't really post. But now they have a sense of accomplishment and sense of achievement, so they're like overtly sharing it, which is nice, like good for them. But like I don't know, it's how you take it. पर पहले मुझे थोड़ा weird लगता था. I've gone down this spiral and decided I will not share anything because I don't want to put this pressure on people of the standard of lives that I'm leading, or I don't know. Nazar, I don't know. There's a lot of pressure and फालतू का thought process. Social media used to be so mindless. Facebook पे मैंने कितना random memes, random चीजें share कर देते थे.
get those memories and stuff. And
Hmm.
even now, I like to post like random funny memes and stuff, but I feel like it's 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 not as aesthetic, and somebody
है
might be
ना?
like, "Oh, that's cringe" and whatever. So but like when we started getting social media, it was all about sharing cringe. That
Hmm.
was the fun of it. You're sharing relatable cringe memes and content. Nobody was judging you for it. Everybody was like just laughing.
Hmm. Wait, it
I know
is
people will
great.
put so much effort even on stuff like stories, like stuff that's just 24 hours and never again. Uspe bhi you can see there's effort. So
Hmm.
it's just weird. It's all become very performative and trying to show
Hmm.
a rosy picture of your life.
Yeah, matlab, there's such small incremental changes that these apps do, and you don't really realize. So this is something that Leo told me, and I though didn't realize, but like stories started having likes, hearts, no?
Yeah,
That is why people started caring about the content of what they're putting in stories. Pehle it used to be mindless. It's there for a day, it'll go away, if even if
mm,
it's bad. But now you are getting validation out of it, so you want to up the quality.
yeah. Because I
It was
remember like sometimes I'll share something really random, and I'll get a lot of like likes, and I'll be, oh, was that something that others like? Chalo, acha hai, match or a mindset. And sometimes I'll share like a very lame joke, and nobody will like it. I'll be like suddenly
है ना?
get conscious. I'll be like, was that lame? I thought it was funny.
Exactly. So they by adding a feedback on the thing, matlab it's
Yeah,
become again another thing that you
yes.
have to think about. There's no outlet basically on Instagram anymore. So that is why people have
Mm,
to make podcasts too.
ouch. Nobody can send likes over here.
है ना? I'm not going to share it. We are not promoting this at all. This is just a release mechanism. This is just a way of metaphorically coming.
Catharsis. Yap catharsis.
Oh, catharsis is a much better analogy. तूने सुना मैंने क्या कहा? Metaphorically coming.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is strictly this is a safe space for all age groups, so
Hmm.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I think in conclusion, I think what is the conclusion? Do you have any closing arguments? Yes, just clear my
Uh,
mind.
mm,
I think the only thing
yeah,
I'll give my closing argument. The only thing that you should worry about passive consumption is how much of a proportion of consumption is that. If
right,
every consumption is becoming passive, then you're losing out because you can't really consume all the art that there is in one
exactly.
lifetime. So you have to be intentional about what you see, read, or go. So that is why the screen time usage statistics bother me so much. But उसके अलावा तो ठीक है. There are sometimes that you really don't feel like being so intellectual and just be mindless. चलेगा.
Yeah,
I
that's
hmm.
what I wanted to say. That it's a bit of a millennial curse. I feel because we didn't grow up with this social media stuff. No, we literally had days where we were out playing in the parks.
Hmm. Hmm.
So suddenly, like navigating life with this portal where you can see everybody's life. Our brain isn't like younger kids. They got social media from the moment their brain started functioning. So they are used to having access to everybody's life and providing access to their life all the time. But I don't think we have adjusted to the fact that we are so updated with the life of people that we have not spoken to in 5 6 years. And there is like a
Hmm.
pressure to reciprocate that too, because you want to be like, oh, I'm also living a
Good
good
life.
life.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That
so
is true, yeah.
we don't know how to manage that, because when we were kids, we, we just had the time was just for few people who were there. That's it. It was never for more than that.
I remember बचपन में when like best friends used to move away to a different city, that would mean the end of friendship.
that was it.
And it is now इतना साल पहले लोग लाइफ से निकल गए लेकिन अभी भी अपडेट्स मिल रहे हैं उनकी जिंदगी के बारे में.
Yeah,
Too
yeah,
much. I don't want to know what you're doing. I don't want to know your exercise
exactly.
routine. So, ठीक है. I think
Overload of
people.
information is what is causing this passive consumption, because we don't know how to process all this overload of information. Jitna bhi ignore karo, when you see something, it registers somewhere in your mind. Now your mind can't take that much information, so then it
That's
becomes
true.
passive. Your mind just switches
Bro,
off and checks.
I'm such a big, I used to be such a big Sherlock Holmes fan बचपन में, and there was this one chapter where where Watson asks Sherlock something about the universe, and then Sherlock doesn't know that Earth moves around Sun. It's not the opposite or something like that. And by then, when it was written, it was known कि Galileo हो चुका, post Galileo era है. So Watson was baffled कि भाई इतना smart बंदा, somebody I look up to इतना, how does he not know this simple thing? And Sherlock comes up and said कि चूतिया तो नहीं बोलता है वो, बट बोलता है चूतिए, मतलब तुम्हारे दिमाग में इतना ही जगह है to process only so much.
Right.
So what information is not relevant to me or my work, which is like being a greatest detective, I don't need it. I don't consume it. And that is still probably true right now. We just don't know how to.
Exactly. That is so mind-boggling to me. Like, I wish I had that skill to discern and chuck things into the dustbin that I don't need.
Hmm.
Because, yeah, I carry so much useless information around with me. And
Hmm. True. ठीक है, तो conclusion यही है कि quit Instagram.
conclusion is, yeah, quit social media, go back to the roots.
मिट्टी में खेलो जाके.
With social media, but make podcasts.
Make podcast. Yes, make podcast not for consumption but for metaphorical coming or catharsis. Okay, I think this is a great end. I'm gonna make a jingle also. So that I think